What's Gucci, everybody? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today I wanted to make an extended tutorial on the for loop and show you how to loop through something a little bit more complicated, like I showed you at the end of the tutorial, like a multi-dimensional array like I have above. Now remember, in a multi-dimensional array, in this case it's a two-dimensional array, the first brackets symbolize the number of rows and the second brackets symbolize the number of columns, as depicted in this picture here below. My array of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 has 4 rows, and each row contains 3 numbers, meaning they have 3 columns. So with that visualization in mind, let's try to make a for loop that will print out all the elements in this array. Now, to do this, we're going to need 2 for loops. We're going to need one to be going down the rows, and we're going to need one going up and down the columns. So if you think you can do this on your own, please try to do it before I type it out. It would be good, and it will show that you really do understand this stuff. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make one for loop, and I'm going to put brackets and then put parentheses as well. And I'm going to declare an int of Joe equal to 0, because that's where all arrays start at 0. And I'm going to say why Joe is less than 4, because that's the number of rows. I'm going to go Joe plus plus. So this will increment up and down the rows. Well, this will increment down the rows. It will go from 0 to 3, which is the number of rows they are. And now I'm going to have an int of Sasha. I don't know a Sasha, but we can do this. And now I'm going to say why Sasha, how do I spell that, is less than 3, because there's only 3 columns, because this inner for loop will be going up and will be going down the number of columns. I'm going to Sasha plus plus. And again, I'm going to put some brackets. And I'm going to put Control-Shift-F to format it if you're using Eclipse. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to print out whatever element it's on. So %d, comma, and let's do array, because it's named array, and let's call it Joe in the rows bracket, because Joe is indicative of the rows, and Sasha is indicative of the columns. Did I spell Sasha wrong? Yes, I did. I forgot an H. And if we run this bad boy, it should go here. Let me put some spaces out so it makes it a little bit more easy, even though Eclipse doesn't think so. So what it's going to do here is it's going to go inside this for loop. Joe's going to be equal to 0, and then it's going to go inside this for loop. Sasha's going to be equal to 0, and it's going to print out the array position of the 0th row at the 0th column, which will be 1. And then it will continue, and then this inner for loop is going to continue until it finishes. So it's going to print out row 0. It's going to print out row 0 because Joe is still 0, and then Sasha, which will be incremented to 1, and then it will be incremented to 2. And then once it gets to 3, 3 is not greater than 3, so this for loop will terminate, and it will go to the end of this for loop, and Joe will be initialized to 1, and Sasha will be reinitialized to 0, and it will run through all the elements in the second row, and then it will finish again and do the third row and the fourth row. And remember that when I say the first, second, and third row and fourth row, those are the indices of 0, 0, 1, 2, and 3, because arrays always start at 0, even the rows and columns do. So when I run this, hello and see, yes. As you can see, it did print out what I wanted, but I forgot to put a new line character so that everything prints out on a new line and it looks all nice and dandy. And yes, that's what it says. So it will run through. That's a way of how to print out everything in a multi-dimensional array, because I am able to go through all the rows and all the columns. So even though 2 things are changing, 2 for loops enable you to do that. Now also, another thing I could do easily is, well, I guess I'll explain them in the next tutorial, because I don't want these tutorials to be 10 minutes like I stupidly did in the past tutorials. But as you can see, 2 for loops can be very deadly and can do a lot of things. So thank you guys. I hope you have a great day.